Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Do You Need an Audiophile Ethernet Switch? It is probably the next biggest controversial topic after the great audiophile cable debates. Truth be told, audiophiles like to explore new things. We enjoy the journey of building our dream hi-fi system. I'm guilty as charged for this. Look at this. I just have my new preamp, new monoblocks power amp, and a new pair of loudspeakers installed here in my showroom. The only thing that remains unchanged and constant is myself. The rest of the stuff gets changed quite often, and I like to tweak them once in a while to explore the new sound. But when it comes to Ethernet switches, one may not be so familiar with it. Audiophile Ethernet switch emerged in the market lately. I consider this as a new toy in town. Audiophile and music lovers switch from physical media, the CD, to streaming. This shift essentially created a market demand for networking devices like the streamer, as well as the audiophile Ethernet switch. But there are so many Ethernet switches on the market. Which one should you buy? Or rather, you should ask yourself, whether do you really need one audiophile Ethernet switch? Like I mentioned in my previous video, I really think that audiophile Ethernet switches like this is for the customer who have their system fully optimized, fully maxed up, and they are pretty happy with the sound quality, be it a home hi-fi system or a headphone hi-fi system. If you are one of them that is very happy with your sound quality of the system but have the urge to upgrade the digital streaming part of it, and this video may be for you. We released this LHY Audio 8-port SW-10 Ethernet switch 6 months ago. Thank you for your support. This has been one of the best-selling products of LHY Audio since the launch of the unit. We received positive reviews not only from the user as well as the professional reviewer. In particular, the one from Netherlands, Alpha Audio Jep, the founder of the magazine, reviewed this unit, measured it against other switches available on the market, and I think the particular review is extremely positive. I wouldn't go so far to say that this SW-10 is the best among all, but I think it is a clear winner, be it the measurement-wise as well as sound quality. We are very thankful for that. Over the past few months, we have been working with LHY Audio to develop a higher-end model that we felt it may fill the void in this market segment. This brings us to the topic today, the LHY Audio X-Bit Technique SW-10 Ethernet switch, the bigger unit right in front of you. It is a 10-port Ethernet switch that comes with 8 RJ45 Ethernet ports, 2 SFP ports. Before I forget, my faithful pointer for my daughter. Right, 8 RJ45 ports, 2 SFP ports, as well as 2 BNC connectors. It is unusual, I know. It's master clock connection that allows you to connect the 10 MHz output of this switch to a streamer, or you may have another master clock in the system that you may connect the master clock output 10 MHz to this SW-10. High quality build, just like the SW-10, and 8 is made out of full aluminium brick. It is very solid. I would say the build quality is top notch. I always like to show the customer what is inside an electronic device or an audiophile device that we sell. Let me take some time to pop the cover open and show you what is inside. Right, let's say goodbye to this audiophile cable. Let me put it on the floor and flip this guy upside down and loosen some of the screw. I already have most of the screw loosened, so you don't have to look at me to loosen this screw oddly in this video. Loosen the diagonal screw and we will be able to pop this back cover open like that. Right, just put it safely aside. Do not scratch my stuff. Okay, this is what is inside the SW-10. Again, my faithful pointer. You spotted 3 compartments. The 3 compartments segregated from each other by this pretty thick CNC mill aluminum block. Let's start with the AC compartment right over here. The AC mains comes into the IEC inlet It is a high-quality shooter Switzerland-made IEC inlet. The AC supply is supplied to this EMI filter. The filter AC is supplied to two encapsulated transformer, the blue color one. One of them is for the OCXO, the oven control crystal oscillator. The other one is for the Ethernet switch module. The step-down AC is further rectified by this bunch of capacitor as well as diode that you cannot see here. It's high-speed DC rectifier that supply the rectified DC to this DC compartment. It is multi-stage, ultra-high bandwidth, ultra-low noise linear regulator from LT Linear Technology, a company that does make chips that supply to manufacturers like us. It is ultra-low noise and ultra-high bandwidth. It is not a typical regulator that is seen in some of the product elsewhere. I wouldn't mention the name. There are two sets of linear regulator DC supplied to this OCXO module. There's another dedicated set of DC regulator voltage supplied to the Cisco business grade Ethernet switch. This piece of metal housing here is the oven control crystal oscillator. It is of higher quality compared to the one found in SW-8. If you follow LHY Audio product line, this very same OCXO is found in the OCK2, a master clock generator that costs US $750. It is of high quality. The high precision 10 MHz output of this OCXO is sent to this business grade Cisco switch for it to do its job as a switch. And output and input wise, as I mentioned previously, 8 LAN ports and 2 SFP ports and 2 BNC connector. Right, let me cover the back cover and I'll show you the real side of this Ethernet switch. Right, again, this is the first time I'm taking this video in my demo room in this bouncy chair here. Not really comfortable, but I'm adapting, so please bear with me. Okay. We did receive some question from the customer. Why is it the SW-10 costs more than double to that of the SW-8? I bet after watching this video, it will give you an idea why. The SW-10 is so much more than the SW-8. It is a business grade switch, linear power supply, and with the oven control crystal oscillator of higher quality compared to the SW-8. It can also be doubled out as a master clock generator. You can also use the SFP port for you to connect to the fiber optic network. I know this video is getting a little bit longer, but I really want to show you how to use the SFP as well as the master clock input and output. These are the features that I personally think is what made the SW-10 stand out against other products available on the market. If you are computer savvy with networking knowledge, you know what is an SFP. I have the module right here. It is a small form factor pluggable that it can be connected to SFP port. Just simply plug this module to the SFP port and it will convert the port to either an RJ45 LAN connection or fiber optic connection. I wouldn't go so far to discuss the standard of this fiber optic, but there are two modes available, single mode and multi-mode. You have to know what SFP module to buy. I'm not trying to scare you with all this technical stuff. If you do decide to purchase Ethernet switches with SFP module, need not to be the SW-10, you can always reach out to us to ask us what are the module that is suitable for your application. Right, simply plug in this module to the SW-10 and you may connect this SW-10 to the upstream network that comes with fiber optic connection. It can be a LAN to fiber optic media converter, a simple small device that converts LAN connection Ethernet to fiber optic, and it can be linked from the source to this SW-10 via fiber optic SFP. If you have a streamer, an end device that comes with SFP port input, you may also use the same SFP module, connect the streamer to this SW-10 using fiber optic. Right, fiber optic transmits signal through light. There's zero electrical interference for this transmission. This essentially isolates the home network with the audio network in your system. Very much like using an isolation transformer to isolate the dirty power and the clean power and the clean power will be used for your audio system. The topology, the idea is the same, but this gives you an idea how to use the fiber optic port and why do you need to use it or why you want to use it. Now come back to the master clock input and output. We know that there are some streamers on the market comes with RJ45 input LAN connection as well as 10 MHz master clock input connection. This SW-10 has this 10 MHz master clock output that it can be connected to the streamer 10 MHz clock input connection. And the streamer, as soon as it connected to the SW-10 master clock output, will use the high quality OCXO precision 10 MHz signal to do its job to receive the package from the streamer, as well as to use the 10 MHz clock signal with some complex PLL circuitry internally to decode the audio signal, and it will output good music to the hi-fi system. This really makes the SW-10 a multi-function Ethernet switch, media converter, as well as the master clock generator. Like to go for extreme use case, you may use more than one SW-10 in the system. I happen to have another unit with me here. Let me just bring this guy out. As I mentioned previously, you may use the SFP port to isolate one network from the other using fiber optic. Just in case you would want to explore the possibility of using more than one SW-10 in the system, it is possible. Connect the two units using the same SFP module to convert the port to fiber optic. And let me plug this module in and show you how to do it. Right, I'm going to bend my head to see the connection in this angle. You need two SFP modules to do this work. Right, and this has to work in a pair. In a pair in the sense that the standard of this SFP port has to be the same, either multi-mode or single mode. Again, please do not be afraid. We will guide you how to do it. Use the compatible fiber optic cable. If you are using single mode SFP module, please use a single mode fiber optic cable. And this fiber optic cable can run technically a few kilometers in terms of 100 kilometers. And this is the beauty of this fiber optic cable. In my previous industry, we deal with networking devices like this, not so fancy looking, but it's more of industrial looking Ethernet switches, and we use a lot of fiber optic. And the attenuation of fiber optic cable is really low. You can use OTDR machine to measure the loss in signal, and you can tell that fiber optic really does a wonderful job in transmitting signal in harsh environment, electrical noise, stuff like that will not get contaminated to the fiber optic. Right, that is another story aside. Connecting both units by using fiber optic can be done fairly easily. Connect this to the SFP port, a few clicks. Now, you have the two units connected together. The switch A and switch B are isolated using this fiber optic cable. Why do you need this connection? This isolates the home network with your audio network. Just very much like an isolation transformer to isolate the clean power as well as the dirty power. And the clean power will be used for your for your hi-fi system. And the other end of the switch will go to a router like this by using an Ethernet wire connection. Again, I happen to have a short Ethernet cable with me that I can show you how to connect your home router or a modem that comes from the ISP, the Internet Service Provider. Connect to one of the ports of this switch A. The switch A will have the signal broadcasting from this router. Through fiber optic, it goes to switch B, electrically isolated, and switch B is the audio switch that you want to use in your audio devices. Connect another Ethernet cable or more than one Ethernet cable just in case you have multiple Ethernet devices in your audio system, and connect the end to a streamer. Again, I happen to have a streamer here that comes with Ethernet connection, a Aluminium U2 Mini. Connect this to the Ethernet port of the streamer, and now, the streamer and the router is completely isolated by using two SW-10. Do you need two SW-10? I wouldn't go so far to recommend you to buy two pieces of SW-10. You may use a simple media converter available on the market to convert the router Ethernet LAN to fiber, and the fiber side of it can be connected to SW-10 one of the SFP port through fiber optic, and this essentially does the same job to electrically isolate the SW10, the audio network of the system with the home network. So it does pretty much the same job. But as to why we use two SW10 is really we want to be sure that the clock quality of this SW10 is the same as the clock quality of the other SW10. It's of high quality OCXO. That comes to another question. Do you need to sync the two clocks together? I'll leave it to you. Right. Let me put this Lumin streamer on top and give you an idea how to connect a router with two SW10 and a streamer. Come back to the topic today. Do you really need an audiophile switch? After explaining the use of audiophile switches in this use case, I think I'll leave it to you to decide whether such a system is for you. I think I have explained most of the stuff and covered most of the stuff of this SW10. If you find my video interesting, do subscribe to the channel and stay up to date. Peace.